Alright troops, strong and conditioned, live and direct from Glasgow, Scotland. So, our training path. There are peaks and there are troughs. There are programmes that we embark on which garner no results whatsoever, and there are programmes which come along which completely blow things out the stratosphere. They take things to another fucking dimension and you experience beautiful, beautiful fertile gains. What are those programmes? What were the programmes that elicited such a response from myself over the years? So, story time with Strong Conditioned here. The most profound gains I ever experienced, volume 1, were my newbie gains. My newbie gains were created in a gym in Glasgow which was called the Kelvin Hall. And I went there with one of my very good friends. We were training buddies in the initial phases of my journey. And there was no thinking with regards to what we were doing. We were just, I don't want to say having fun because the gym's not really a fun place, but we were just experimenting and we had no preconceptions about what would happen. We just thought that hitting the weights hard was enough to elicit muscle growth. And it was a very, 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 very productive experience because you kind of threw yourself into that phase with wildless abandon back then. I don't know if that's the case nowadays. I don't know how people approach fitness in that context because I've been knee deep in the game for so long. But back then, information was a little bit more sparse. It had to be acquired through more effort-filled means. So basically, you were just kind of winging it, but at the same time, the principles were always 3 sets of 10, increase the weight when you can do so. That progressive overload was built into the concept, along with that, just that exploration vibe when you're just fucking loving this shit, because the fact there was no information available back then meant that the experimentation factor was approached in a certain way and you just kind of fucking went for it. It all worked, and the gains were plentiful back then. They were plentiful, and the kind of things I was doing back then as well was, it was probably like a bro split. You would do your chest and shoulders, or just your chest, a conventional bro split, but we were doing things like Thai boxing as well. We were just kind of throwing ourselves into these activities and not worrying about things like recovery, not worrying about things like getting injured, just that young youthful abandon. So that was the first ever programme for me which had profound effects, profound results. After that programme, I probably meandered along after experiencing the newbie gains. But I came across a programme years and years ago called Westside for Skinny Bastards by Joe DeFranco. And this was accompanied by the Joe DeFranco training montage. If you look for it on YouTube, you can still find it. It's probably about 15 years old now, 16, 17, I don't know, it's a really old clip, but it's probably, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, training montages out there. Back then it was mind-blowing. It was the first ever time you'd seen a prowler. It was the first ever time you had seen, like for me, a trap bar. And it was just these guys going hell for leather. And back then, round about the 2007 mark, 2008, 9, training was very powerlifting centric. It was very like DeFranco. It was all very performance led. And there was a lot of stuff put out there regarding like how you could build muscle, which was tied in with this, but it probably wasn't as productive as it came across back then. But it was still good training, man. It was still fucking amazing training. And that's when I was introduced to things like low reps, like just building up to a set of 3, just working your way up those weights and getting stronger, because you were trapped in that 3 times 10 cycle. You're not really working strength. You're not really straining with weights. Doing this programme for the first time, starting to really add weight into the mix, add load, it had a totally magical effect on my body. So number 2 for me was the Westside for Skinny Bastards Joe DeFranco programme. The third most profound training experience for me personally was the one that led to the creation of this channel, which was discovering the Iron Wolf doing burpees. That to me was just, that was like a fucking red pill going off in my head. I took like the red pill from Morpheus and realised that hardcore fitness could be done standing on the spot, basically. Just doing shit tons of burpees, shit tons of chin-ups, shit tons of air squats, jumping jacks, doing Iron Wolf cardiovascular punishment routines. It was so fucking intense. What an intense experience that training block was. One of the best of my life, one of the most productive of my life. And it's the one that sort of kind of like put me out there a wee bit with regards to this YouTube shit. But a totally fucking amazing training experience, man. One that I still carry with me to this day. The influence from burpees went beyond the physical transformation. It was the mental transformation. It really did build a different mindset with regards to training, taking things to a different degree of intensity. I would always recommend people who train, like guys who do weights, is just to focus on like a 6 months high rep bodyweight calisthenics block. It's something that will just completely challenge them, something that will just take their limits and expand them, something that will just fucking send a rocket up their arse. But for me, that was intense. One of the most exciting training experiences of my life was the burpee thing. The burpee thing was just intense. Now, the last one is the one I'm currently going through right now. The one I'm going through right now has been an eye-opener for me. It's definitely been an eye-opener for me. And in a lot of weird ways. The ways being that I realised that I never really knew much about muscle building. I thought I did because I've been training for years, but I was just trading off something that I'd learned years ago. I was still stuck in that era that I'd just previously referred to, which was the whole powerlifting, Joe DeFranco shit. But this current training block, I've learned a lot about muscle building. Like, not even that I've been reading a lot, I've just learned what works by admitting that I knew nothing and being open to things that I would not have been open to a couple of years ago. I've actually learned a lot through this training experience, and what it has been, it's been the 4-day split that I was inspired from through Faz Lift's channel. Faz told me about a 4-day split he was taking, and I took it and I've tweaked it, and I've still tweaked it. And I realised it was so profound actually the last couple of weeks, because my training ADHD kicked in, and I decided I was going to take a 2-week break and try other things. And I tried a high volume approach. I tried a conventional bro split, didn't like it. Then I moved on to Jordan Peters' program, the training full body every other day. And I tried that, but there was just too much messing about in the gym, jumping from which I just didn't like it. It didn't sit well with me, and the gym sessions were too long. So I've went back to the 4-day split again. Do you know why? Because it's so simple. It's so simple. It's so easily executed in the gym. Everything just starts to like just connect. Everything starts to connect. The muscle, I've definitely put on some muscle because I've been more in control of the whole fitness process, calories, what I'm eating. I've got a greater grip on just making sure that the things that I'm eating are healthy, nutrient dense. But I'm probably in the best physical shape aesthetically I've ever been in my entire life. And it's took me until 46 to get there. And I've achieved that through this 4-day split because I bought into the concept, because it was easy to get a degree of progressive overload in there. The frequency was good, the volume was good. It was like you had the 3 things on the go. You've got the volume, the frequency and the intensity. You've got the knobs, and you just get the settings right, and the music that comes from the workouts just, it hits, man, like a graphic equalizer for the 80s or some shit. But you know what I mean, it's just been a profound training experience, an absolutely profound training experience. So those for me were probably the 4 most profound training experiences I've ever had in my life. And I'm sure you guys have had profound training experiences. Feel free to fire them up there, guys. Feel free to just get them up in the comments and start the debate. Anyway, listen guys, a wee ramble, a wee Sunday night ramble, just getting it out there. Thank you for staying strong and thank you for staying conditioned.